What's up, Rev Heads? So just giving you guys a little update here. Nothing too exciting. Just a part update for the 4.0. So we got a nice set of fuel injectors. These are high performance fuel injectors, and I believe they're the same injectors that the GT500 supercharged. Was it 2008? The 2008. I forget when they did the 2005 supercharged. Okay, so I just did some quick research, and so the 2007 to 2009 Shelby GT500. So these are the stock injectors on the GT500, but they are made to work with the 4.0, and they're 47 pounds. So once we go boosted, obviously you don't put these on a stock or even, a Mustang V6 that's not boosted or turboed. So once we go boosted, these will be put on at the same time. A little fun fact, the 2007 and 2009 Shelby GT500 was 500 horsepower at 6,000 RPMs and 480 torque, 4.5 seconds 0 to 60. So yeah, these were the stock ones that are on there. These are plug and play. We don't need any risers or anything. We've already checked it out. So yeah, I'm pretty happy. I'm psyched. And just a mod update for you guys because we need this when we M90 supercharge. We probably didn't have to go with 47 injectors, but going over all the specs and getting a good deal on these versus the 42 injectors. I know guys running either 38 or 39 pound injectors with turbo setups and supercharged setups, and they're fine. But I was looking into it, and these are definitely going to work good with our setup as we're doing water meth kit. So yeah, a lot of guys ask me, so when are we putting them on? When are we doing this? When are we doing some of the mods that I've talked about? And they will come in time. I don't have any set time. I could say 2 years from now and then tomorrow go do it. So there's no set time. So you guys have to subscribe, turn your notifications on so you are notified when we do it. A lot of things in the work. I'm the kind of person I like collecting parts and stuff before doing something. Finding deals, getting sponsorships, and so forth before we go ahead and just do something. Because, I could tell you guys I'm going to do something, and then maybe if I don't do it, you guys will be disappointed. But, yeah, just slowly collecting the parts that we need. So I can give you guys an update on that. So we have the Eaton M90 Supercharger. We have a rebuild kit for that if we need it, but I actually got that before the supercharger, and it turned out the supercharger is really clean, no grinding, nothing at all, spins smoothly. So I don't think we need that, but we have it just in case. Also, we have the mod box complete kit that works with the Eaton M90 Supercharger. So we got the supercharger, the mod box kit that you need. We got extra tubing because I'm going to run the intake a little differently. So if we can show you guys here, let me get a notepad real quick and I will show you. So this is how the air intake runs right now. So right in here, this would be the mod box supercharger. Would go right in here. I know, horrible drawing, but it goes right in here. And then you got your belts and everything over here running over. So the air intake, how the mod box kit is designed, everything comes out over in here. And then your air intake would go basically like this. And then your normal air intake position is over here, so it actually follows that. So that would be your air intake, how Modbox has it. I think that is the most stupidest, ugliest design possible. If you buy, obviously you have to get it used because X Charger is gone. But if you have an X charger, the X charger runs, the superchargers right here, and they run the air intake right here down to there. That's smart. Modbox designed it differently, so whatever, that's the way they did it. So instead of it being like this, so this is how it should go according to Modbox, your air intake. This is how we are going to do it. So comes out like this. So right up in here is your battery. So we're going to name that B. So up in here is your battery for the V6. And what we're doing is we already have it. We are going to be relocating the battery into the trunk. So this is going to be gone. The battery is going to be gone, and we're relocating the battery into the trunk. And what that allows us to do is we're going to run the air intake now like that. Just like that. So we're going to have a shorter distance to where our filter would be. It's not going to run the whole way, so keep in mind, the other one would have ran like this. The other one would have gone over here, over the radiator, and where the normal filter is. By going up in here, we have a shorter distance, and it's further away from any heat. And when the battery's gone, we can put it down in, and we can do more customization there. So the battery will be relocated into the trunk. We already had the battery relocated kit, so that's good. So what does this mean? So this means we already got the piping, we got the battery relocation kit, we got the supercharger, we got the Modbot kit, we got the injectors. I do have an intercooler, and that's something I will look into in the future, what I want to do if we want to put that with this system. But we also have a water meth injection kit. So the water meth injection kit, you don't actually need an intercooler, because a water meth injection kit, what it does, it mixes with your air and it creates a lower combustion temperature, which means you can turn up the boost, get more power, and overall it actually helps performance, and it helps your engine. So we have all of that as well. So basically we have every single thing needed to do the supercharger except a tune. So a tune is going to be key on all of this. And a tune, I'm not quite sure what I want to do, if we want to do an email tune or if we want to find a place to take everything and have everything done at once right there. So we'll see how we want to go about that. So yeah, everything except the tune, I believe we have. I believe we have everything. I think I've gone over everything, and we should be good. We are going to be running a 9.5 pound pulley, so we're going to be running 9.5 psi of boost. I don't know if we're ever going to turn it up higher than that. We would have to get another pulley for the supercharger. I think Modbox, the highest they had was 9.5. So we're going with 9.5 psi, and honestly, I think that's going to be fine with me. We basically just wanted the wind, that supercharger. So we basically wanted that wind. It's not about the horsepower, but I wanted to have everything running right. So another thing we did get, since your mass airflow sensor, normally would connect into right in here, your stock mass airflow sensor, we went ahead. So if you would have ran it this way, if you would have ran it with the stock sensor, you would have to get a Diablo or some other way of setting your the current, so it doesn't keep pinging. So much detail and stuff that you got to remember. So since we're going up here, we actually have a SCT mass airflow sensor that you can actually mount wherever you want. So that would be mounted somewhere in the new air intake. Now the mass airflow sensor plug and everything, we will probably just reroute it and run the wire in the plug and basically run it the whole way into there. Extend the wires and everything. That's going to be the simplest option So we're just going to do that. So that will plug into there. So yeah, I think we basically covered everything that we can. Now here comes the other thing. A lot of guys, yes, okay, wow, you collected everything, or basically everything. What's the next step? Well, the whole supercharger system is worthless if we stay stock gears, stock rear end, and stock drive shaft. So, as a lot of you guys who have been following the channel, we have a one-piece drive shaft. We already have that by Shaft Masters. It can hold up to 900 horsepower, so I think we're good. So that's a one-piece aluminum drive shaft. We already have that. We already have 410 gears. Man, I need to learn how to write here. We got 410 gears already, because those are the gears I want. I have it set in my mind. We already have an 8.8 rear end rebuild kit, so it's just to rebuild a 8.8 rear end. So for that, all we need is simply the 8.8 rear end from a 05 to 09 Mustang GT. So with getting that, we'll then have the posi traction that we want. We'll have the 410 gears and upgraded drive shaft, and we should go there. Now that's all great. Here, then you also run into the thing of, okay, how's your transmission? The stock transmission, it can handle it, but it's already got 126,000 miles on the stock automatic transmission. Right now the transmission shifts great, everything's great, but once you add the 410 gears, once you upgrade the drive shaft, once you go to the 8.8 rear end, once you put on boost, the tune, and everything that involves with all of that, this becomes a question of not when, or not if, but when does the stock transmission start to go. So that will be something we're going to have to deal with in the future. Now, that's not for a long time. There's a lot of guys who are boosted well over 126,000 miles, and they're still up to 190, 200,000 miles in the stock transmission. It might not run perfectly, or shift perfectly, but it's still there. So, but you just never know. It could simply break as soon as we punch it one time for a video or something. So there's a lot of things that we have to keep in mind with this. So before we can do the supercharger, before all that's done, we need to do the 8.8 rear end, get the 410 gears in, get the drive shaft in. That is a must before we boost, because what's the point in boosting and then breaking something? Let's say the drive shaft breaks. There's guys that actually ruin their transmission because of that. If you get lucky, it could ruin something else, mess something up underneath your car. You don't want that. So the gears, strip the gears or whatever, you don't want that either. So upgrading the gears and the drive shaft will be first. So that's going to be put on first. That's all going to be done first. Then we will worry about the supercharger and going that route. Once we go that route, then we will have to decide what we want to do, as far as getting a tune and all that stuff. So, I almost am probably better off just taking everything I have to a shop and having them install everything, tune it right then and there, get everything done professional. Once we do all that, then we can worry about the transmission. I'm not going to beat the car. I don't beat the car except when I do YouTube videos. Then I do get on the car very hard. So it will be a question of, how is this transmission going to hold up? How is it handled from the past owners? What's the tranny going to do? So we'll deal with that when the time comes. So basically the back end, the top end of the motor, the middle, well, yeah, about the middle, and that is basically just getting started on the build as well. So there you guys go. You got a couple updates. Take care, guys.